You are now listening to a fresh perspective on hip-hop culture with Rani OG, a.k.a. Evil Lynn, on WNCP Radio, The Hawk. All right, welcome all my fans and all my listeners back. I'm Rani OG of agirlonherhiphop.com, and right now you're listening to Conversations, and we're here with Eyerone. How are you doing?
I'm doing real good. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. So, tell my listeners where you from.
I'm actually from the city of Virginia Beach. That's where I'm from.
Okay. Virginia Beach. You know, there's a lot of people, a lot of musicians, rather, a lot of hip hop artists, a lot of producers out of VA, out of that particular area in VA, Virginia Beach. Who are your influences in that area?
There's a lot actually. My main influence, the person that from here that really made me and motivated me to really want to get interested in music was Teddy Riley. Like once I saw the Rump Shaker video when I was a kid, like that changed my whole world. I was like, yeah, that's what I want to be. I want to be a producer or somebody in the music industry. So I would say that's the biggest influence, like as a child growing up, like Teddy Riley, and of course the Timbaland and the Clips and Neptunes. I mean, the list goes on and on as far as the talent pool that actually came from Virginia Beach. But yeah, all those guys, I would say, inspired me greatly to want to attempt what this rap business is about. So yeah, those guys.
Okay. All right. So, you produce?
Oh no! I wish I could produce, but when I was younger, I had dreams and aspirations of being like the next Teddy Riley. Like that was my whole thing coming up. But after I figured out that I really didn't know what I was doing, like producer was, I was like, you know what? Let me try my hand at this rapper guy stuff. So that's how that kind of spent off.
Okay. All right. So, I was reading your bio, and I see your father was in the Navy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you lived in, more, overseas. So where are some of the places that you lived?
I lived in Spain actually. I lived in Rota, Spain for a little bit, and that was pretty different. Like that was a very life-changing experience, I would say. So
okay,
it's something like I think everybody should have that experience to see what life is like in a different country other than the one that they're from. I mean, it definitely changes your perspective on things.
So that's the only place you've lived?
Yeah, that's the only place outside the country that I've actually lived. I mean, there's places that I visited, like Portugal and like other parts of Spain, but other than that, that's the only place that I really lived.
Okay, I used to be in the Navy, so I was just wondering. That was interesting. Okay. All right. So, you were saying, Teddy Riley inspired you to be to go into the music scene and into it. Other than that, him being a producer,
yeah.
How did you start it? You know what I mean? As far, like I said, I was reading your bio and it said, you started writing short stories and poetry and then it turned into lyrics. Could you go into that a little bit?
Okay. I would say, I don't know, when I was like 7 or 8, I would write a whole bunch of stories and like, that would be my way of entertaining myself. But at the same time, I was always listening to rap music. And that's one thing that my parents never pretty much put a limitation on, like, as far as like censorship and all that stuff. Like, they knew that it was a better thing than it was a bad thing. So they would always let me listen to what I wanted to. So when I was like 7, like when I was in Spain, actually, all I was really listening to was a lot of Bone Thugs, a lot of Biggie, a lot of West Coast music. Like that, all of that kind of made me say, okay, let me see what I can try. Like as far as like rapping along, like these lyrics and trying to understand different flows and really seeing what I liked back then. Mm-hmm. So I want to say, if you fast forward to around the time I was in high school and everybody was kind of a rapper at that time, and I was in high school like from the year 2000 to 2004. But around that time is when all my friends were really trying to spit and trying to rap and trying to be like that guy. And I was like, okay, that's cool. So I tried it as well. And I had this little rinky-dink set up at my house. It was kind of crazy, but I would try different styles and experiment with different flows and all sorts of things. And from one thing led to another. And then now we're in 2012 and now I'm dropping this project. So it's like, it's been a slow progression, but at the same time, it's always been building up on what I've always kind of had, and that's like just that,
Yeah.
that knack for the short stories and putting something together that I think people would like.
Okay. So describe your flow for me.
My flow,
Yeah.
that's a good question. I can't even describe my flow really. It's like I don't want to put like a thumb on it because I don't want people to like be like that's how he flows. I mean, I would say it's a little bit of everything that people are familiar with, like the Jay-Z's. I want to say a little bit of Eminem, a little bit of Big L, a little bit of Royce, the 5'9". Like I like that type of hip hop. I'm more of a lyricist. Like I'm more of like I like listening to what people say and how they say it. So like it's gonna be in the realm of those rappers that I mentioned, Biggie, Nas, Eminem, Lupe Fiasco. It's a mix of all of that, like all the sounds that I like collectively and my own spin on that. So it's hard to put a thumb on, but it's in that same section.
Okay. All right. You just released two tracks, Unfamiliar Places and Dead, correct?
That's right.
Okay, and then from the mixtape, what is InVitro?
Yeah. That's for my EP InVitro. Yes.
Okay, so when can we expect when can we expect that to drop?
That actually drops on May 8th, and I'm really excited for people to hear it. Like I said, May 8th is the date, and you can actually check it on my website. And it's gonna be everywhere, but mainly that's gonna be the main place to go get it. It's gonna be on my website.
Okay. Do you have
Mm.
anything else coming out? Any other projects?
Yes, I do. I mean, InVitro is definitely a good stepping stone. I think that's gonna let people get an idea of what type of music that I can do. But from there, I'm gonna do an actual album. My album is gonna be out on November 5th of this year. It's called Rhyme and Reason, and it's co-produced by none other than Harley is Magic and my man Dash of Rock Bottom. And like I said, that's Rhyme and Reason, and it comes out on November 5th. And all of the music will be available on my website, which is www.isnitironic.com.
Okay.
But outside of those two projects, there's going to be a Class Reunion Music project, which is my team. It's going to be a collaborative effort. It's definitely going to be something to look forward to. I'm also doing something with one of my good homeboys, Cal Taylor. I'm going to do an EP with him. And I'm also going to do a couple other little side projects with various producers that I think have a good sound that will match mine. So there's a lot to look forward to going forward, and I hope that people are ready to take this ride with me, because I'm going to try to do a whole bunch of stuff in a very short period of time, and hopefully people see it.
Okay. Now you make music for the average Joe, right?
Yeah.
I was gonna
That's my
ask you to
whole
describe
thing.
your fan, but yeah, it's for the average Joe, so that's cool. So is that what you are, your average person?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not nobody that you wouldn't see on an average day who just likes to have a good time and doesn't want no trouble. Like that's my whole thing. I'm just trying to work and get through the day and pay the bills just like anybody else is. So if you're in that same boat, in the same predicament, the music should kind of speak to that person. So I hope people. I just hope people gravitate towards the fact that they can relate to music more than anything.
Okay. Where do you want your music to take your listeners and your fans? When they listen, what do you want them to get from your music?
I want them to more or less be able to identify with the fact that someone else can feel what they feel, and I want them to be able to experience those moments, knowing that they're not alone in those moments. Because I think everybody is pretty much the same at the end of the day. Like we all wake up, put pants on, we all go to sleep at the end of the day. So I think it's those types of things that I'm trying to make sure that people know. No matter how much money you got, no matter what you do, no matter where you work, no matter regardless of any of that stuff, like everybody's pretty much the same. So I just want people to listen to the music and be like, yeah, there's someone else who feels like I feel, and there's actually some music that represents what I'm going through at this time. So I just want them to not be alone in that respect.
Okay. All right. Okay. Any tour dates? Any show dates? Can we look for you on stage anywhere anytime soon?
Yeah, that's an actual great question. What we're trying to put together right now, my team is trying to put together this little tour here in Virginia Beach. It's going to be something a little organic. It's called the emcee Virginia Beach Tour. Hopefully, we'll have some solid dates here in the next 2 weeks, 2 short weeks. But it's definitely going to be a little summer tour around the Virginia Beach area. Hopefully, we'll expand from Virginia Beach to the other cities in the 757. But Definitely gonna do that. I got a show in Hampton, Virginia on the 9th at Club Twist. Um, Outside of that, in the future, I mean, I might even be performing at one of the biggest shows this summer in Virginia Beach called Shag Fest. That would be interesting, so we'll definitely see how that goes down, and that would be on June 9th at the Virginia Beach Sportsplex. So we'll see if that happens. I got a good feeling about that. So we'll see. Shout out to Shag. But other than that, we'll see. Everything's gonna be posted, all future tour dates, all new music, all that. It'll definitely be on the website as it comes out, and that website comes out on May 8th as well, same day as InVitro, and that's www.isnitironic.com. Spelled just like my name, EYERONIC.com.
Okay. All right. One last question.
Mm-hmm.
What are you listening to in your iPod right now? What's your rotation?
In my iPod right now?
Yeah.
That's, I'm listening to a lot of people from Virginia. Like, that's my whole thing right now, listening to people from Virginia. I listen to Drama J and my man Il Cosby's project a lot. It's called Cat Soul. What else am I really listening to right now? I listen to Wiz Khalifa, like that's for sure. That Taylor Alderdice tape is definitely something that reminds me of Cushion Orange Juice, so I listen to that all the time. Anybody who rides with me knows that. I'll always listen to Reasonable Doubt like once a week. Same with Stillmatic. That's like a once a week thing. Trying to think what else is really in my rotation like that. The stuff from classical music, of course, that's always in rotation. Outside of that, like I said, I listen to a lot of local stuff right now because the mainstream, it kind of doesn't excite me the same way it did when I was younger. So I'm more inspired by the stuff that comes out around my area and the stuff that's not really heard from other places. So really and truly, it's a mix of a little bit of everything. My man Mass from my city, he's actually really good. I listen to his stuff a lot. I listen to Jay Farrow a lot. I listen to a whole bunch of people from really around my city just to get the feel of what people are saying from around here. Like, get that vibe.
Okay. It's real cool. Okay. All right. It was nice talking to you.
No, it was nice talking to you, Rani. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate you giving me the opportunity to let people know what I'm trying to do and spreading my word. So thank you. Thank you so much.
No problem. This is Eyerone, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
No, thank you.